Hello everyone and welcome back to the Auburn University RFID Lab. This is our first update for 2020. So a couple things on the agenda for today. One thing upcoming is the chip paper. We've been talking about this for 2 years. This is the blockchain supply chain project that we've been doing with our various partners. We are in final draft and we're ready for release. So we're doing all the legal approvals now. By the time you see this video, you will be able to find that paper on our webpage. It's been a lot of hard work over a long time. Results were outstanding. We're moving this from proof of concept into pilot, and we're already in plans with expanding some partners and greatly expanding that program. So off to a great start in 2020, tying back all together, all this RFID data. Another thing that ties in with that is each year Dr. Hargrave goes and puts together our adoption survey results for the previous year. We've got that just about ready to go, so we're going to be talking about those for the first time publicly at our next board meeting here in a couple weeks. After the board meeting, we generally have those kind of publicly available at presentations and stuff. So if you're interested, come see me or Hargrave or one of the lab folks at any one of the presentations that we're going to be at this spring, and I will have a list of those at the back end of the video. Another thing is the lab refresh in general. We've been going through and revamping most of the lab areas. We're trying to get all the demos together. We just did a huge clean out this Christmas to clear out that back area of the lab. We're doing some more equipment installs back over there, and we're continuing to develop the aerospace section. So if you haven't been in the lab for a while, give us a call, come visit. We'll be happy to show it to you. Speaking of aerospace and aviation, we are getting real close to getting all of our paperwork and agreements in place with NASA, which is great. We've got a few different projects we're looking at targeting there. I think we've talked about those a little bit in the past, and we're finally getting some movement on those fronts and getting that all formalized. So more to come in the future. Look forward to seeing more RFID in space, especially on some of the future vehicles. Also, we have an outstanding supply chain video. Our video group just got that cut and edited and put together. It looks really good, and we should have that out here in the next few weeks as well. It kind of shows the process for how you can use RFID in the supply chain from a manufactured product all the way to a retail store, and how all that data ties back together. So if you're ever curious about how that might work, check it out, and we will be happy to show you and some of the students in the lab in action. In the lab as well, we've been talking about this for a few months now. I guess towards the end of last year, the test platform and the test analog for aviation vehicles. We're moving forward on that front. We changed the concept. So the original concept for the Delta Sensor ID Bay, if you'll remember, is more of kind of a cutaway aircraft cabin where we could show people how we would do cabin compliance testing and things like that. What we found is there's a much greater need for an actual RF characteristic environment where we can do testing. So we need a full cylinder so we can do some testing in there. We're looking at things with fixed infrastructure. This would be a heavy focus on commercial aviation. You know, for those of you in passenger aircraft, it's not just the safety stuff and it's not just the baggage. There's a big push that we're looking at right now for catering and some of the foods and beverages and things that go in the aircraft, because a lot of that stuff gets wasted and we want to get better at that. But at the same time, that is also very effective for what we're doing in aerospace. You know, some of the NASA mission vehicles for the Gateway program, or even for potentially the future planetary programs, they have also large cylindrical spaces and using fixed infrastructure for locating inventory there. There's a lot of similarities between those two programs that you might not realize, but we're trying to get the RF down so we can make sure we have a good foundation to run from. Lastly, several different conference events this spring. I think the first one we have upcoming is RFID Journal Live. So I will be there, Dr. Hargrave will be there, Cynthia will be there, the whole lab team. I think we're going to have another cadre of students going down there and doing some demo setups. So come see us at Journal Live. We've got a few different presentations. We're going to talk about chip. We're going to talk about a few other things as well. And that will be kind of our next big you know, public presentation. We got a variety of other presentations and kind of some other individual conferences along the way, which I'll keep you updated on, moving into June, where we start getting into GS1 Connect and Retail X and all those other events. So come see us at Journal Live. And in the meantime, we'll have more info for you on some of the other conferences as well. With that, thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you next month.